Hey everybody, this is Cole with Long Range Tactics. Today I'm going to go over suppressors. You know, as an SOT, I get asked a lot of little basic questions about it, so I wanted to go over them real quick. Kind of go over the basis of what a suppressor is, and then the types of suppressor, and then how to go about getting a suppressor. A lot of people ask me, you know, where do you start with a suppressor? And I would always tell people, usually 22 rimfire. They're really cheap. You know, the suppressors are anywhere between $200 and $400. And you know, get your kids involved. You can go hunt with it. Everybody's got a 22. It seems like you just need to have it threaded, of course, to fit. But you know, for a good starting point, the 22 suppressors are a lot of fun, and I would recommend doing it. So you've noticed I haven't used the word silencer. Silencer is not really a word that we would use for you know, the cans, because you don't necessarily completely silence it. You watch movies where they screw one on the end of a pistol and they shoot, you can't hear it. You know, it's a myth pretty much, unless depending on the ammo you use and different things. But they do suppress the sound to where most of the time you don't have to wear hearing protection or any of that stuff. So real quick, I want to go over some of the different types of cans. So first and foremost, you can see how big this can is. This is a Silencer Co. Harvester Big Bore. The whole operation of a can is to take all the gases from the end of the muzzle as they come out, the bullet goes through, and it goes through baffle systems inside these cans to quiet the noise, to reduce a little bit of the recoil, and to take, you know, the brunt of the work from it. This one has, you know, kind of a recoil management end on it. Some of them do, some of them don't. But this can is for like 338 Lapua, big bore stuff, you can see, and that's why it is so big. This is a KG made titanium can. These are more for hunting. You know, this is an ultralight can. This is the one I put on my 28 Nosler. Love this can, shot a deer with it this year. People, you know, around the ridges that were buying me didn't even know I shot. They came over to see the deer, but you know, that's one of the things. It definitely helps with follow-up shots, and it helps with your hearing. So it's definitely a good thing to have. Next is, these are pistol cans. This one's for a 45. This one is a 9mm. You know, depending on the caliber, pistol cans are more based around caliber specific, but 45 and below I could use on that as well. Next up, and a lot of people don't even know this exists, this is the Salvo 12. This is from Silencer Co. This is a shotgun suppressor. It's a great big son of a gun. It takes a lot of the gases and everything from shotgun, and yes, it does work. They're really fun to shoot. This is the IWI shotgun, and this thing's a blast. We shoot it all the time. We'll have to do some videos on it later. Next, a lot of you do it for the ARs. This is the Omega from Silencer Co., depending on length and gases and different things. I wanted a shorter version on this one, just to keep the compactness of this AR. So depending on what your application for the suppressor is, there's different options for everybody. So definitely do your research on the suppressor you're gonna get. Talk to your SOT, see what they recommend. You know, everybody has a little bit different recommendations. So definitely go through that route with your SOT, and then do your own research. Go on YouTube, you know, watch reviews on it from third parties and kind of get, you know, draw your own conclusion. And especially if you've got a friend around that has one, go shoot it. I guarantee you're gonna get hooked on it. So the next step is, how do I go about getting a suppressor? The first step to owning a suppressor is you have to go buy it. Depending on the model and everything, whether you go to Silencer shop or go through your SOT to purchase it, they order the can for you, and then the waiting game starts. The company builds a can, or if your SOT has them in stock, it's even faster. But you have to wait to get the can, because every can is stamped with a serial number. So once the serial number comes through, so you bought your can, you get the can, then you can start your paperwork to the federal government, the special operations tax, which is what an SOT is. So you start the paperwork. You have to get a fingerprint file. Usually you can go to your local sheriff for that. They do it all the time. It's relatively simple. And then you're going to need passport photos for it, which a lot of the times as an SOT, I help them do that so they don't have to go find somebody. Once you get all that, you put it together, you fill out the form, and then you send it off to the ATF for approval. Everyone has to be paid as a special operations tax, which is $200 per can. It sucks on a 22 can because, you know, some of the 22 cans are anywhere between $200 and $400, so it adds another $200 onto it, which really sucks, but it is what it is. So each and every can you get, $200. That's included with your paperwork that goes to the ATF. That starts your waiting period as far as getting the can. While you're waiting, the SOT holds onto your can, they put it in a safe and they hold that. And that's part of why an SOT usually charges you money to do the paperwork, because they do the paperwork and then they have to hold the can. So you know, plan on getting charged a little bit for that too. It goes out, you wait between 5 to 10 months right now, which sucks, I get it, but that's the waiting time. Once it gets approved, it comes back to the SOT calls you, you can go pick up your can and away you go. So I always tell people, the longer you wait, the longer you're gonna wait for the can and the approval. So if you've been waiting, if you've been dragging your feet, get after it. I mean, the worst thing is you gotta pay the dang taxes, which sucks, but we all have to do it. You know, if you have any other questions for me, if you're in Utah, I'd be happy to try and help you out. Depending on the state you're in, you can go that route. Silencer Shop has a great online portal that you can go on and do it that way. There's a lot of great things out there that you can do. Now, suppressors on average are between $400 and $1,400. That's the average. So you've got to plan on paying that. A lot of people have been emailing me lately, hey, I want a can, what's it gonna cost? I break down the price for them and they all about die because they don't realize all the other stuff that goes into it. But in a lot of situations, you buy a 30 cal can and you can use it on anything under 30 cal, 6.5, 6, 223, all that. Of course, the 22 cans are different, but you know, it's just something that you've got to do. We've all got to do it. So hopefully you learned something from this. Hopefully it answered some questions. If you have more questions for me, ask them below. I'll try and stay on top of it the best I can, answer them, you know, and kind of give you some feedback that I've had with my suppressors. As you can see, I've got a lot of them. This is only probably a quarter of them. So I've played with a lot of them. I'd be happy to kind of answer some questions. If there's anything else you want to learn on the LRT vlog, message us, email us, team@longrangetactics.com. We'd be more than happy to build more vlogs for you. Subscribe down below. It definitely helps us, you know, with our reach and everything else if you subscribe. So again, thank you for all watching. Hopefully you learned something. Until next time, see you later.